Oh my fucking God. What is going on, man? Black Reality TV back at y'all again with another basketball video, man. Y'all make sure y'all like the video. Please like the video, man. Subscribe to the channel, man. YouTube's doing some funny things with people's channels, man. Shadow banning, man, and not allowing people to view people's channels and stuff like that. But anyway, man, this is breaking news. I'll put the link in the description box. Big ups to Bleacher Report. So last night, after the Los Angeles Clippers wet the bed and blew a 3-1 series lead against the Denver Nuggets, I know a lot of people was wondering the next morning, when will Doc Rivers get the boot as the Los Angeles Clippers head coach, after being the only coach to have 3-1 series leads, 2 by the Los Angeles Clippers squandered at a chance to go into their first ever Western Conference Finals. I believe they're the longest tenured franchise in any major sport, 50 years to not go to the conference finals. The second longest is the Charlotte Hornets. But anyway, Doc Rivers, according to reports, will remain as the Los Angeles Clippers head coach, man. Wow. I just did a video last night saying that he is I booked that. I said this guy is done. After they collapsed like that in game 5, giving up a 16-point lead at halftime, game 6, giving up a 19-point lead in the second half, and after they just folded in the second half in last night's game like a paper, just folded like a piece of paper, man, and absolutely they just flat out quit, man. And your two biggest quote unquote stars of your team didn't score a single field goal in the fourth quarter and only had a combined 5 points between Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. Your sixth man had 7 points. Patrick Beverly had more points. Put this in perspective. Patrick Beverly, the man that most likely gets more fouls than points, scored more points in a game 7 than Paul George. Montrezl Harrell was the leading scorer last night. That is unacceptable. And shout out to Too Raw for TV, man. He did an excellent video talking about Doc Rivers' history as a coach. I make sure I subscribe to his channel, man. And Doc Rivers, I respect Doc Rivers. I like him as a person, man. But he has a history of doing this shit, man. All the way back to Orlando, basically, almost just throwing away the only championship ring they had. They had KG, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, Rajon Rondo, and a pretty stout bench. They went to a game 7 against the Atlanta Hawks in the first round when they won their they won their only title in 2008. Went to a game 7 against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Squandered a 3-2 series lead in the NBA Finals. I mean, squandering he has a history of doing this shit, man. And it's not like he's losing. It's not like he's blowing these 3-1 series leads to teams that were on paper and on record that was just way better than them. I mean, they lost 3-1 series lead to the Detroit Pistons. This is pre, Pistons where they was regularly going to the Eastern Conference Finals, challenging to go to the NBA Finals, made a couple finals appearances. This is before all that. Lost to the 2015 Houston Rockets with James Harden led Rockets. And you squandered a 3-1 series lead to them. In the bench, if you remember that game, that they came back, I believe it was the game 6 that forced. I think it was the game 6 that forced the game 7 in 2015 when they went on and beat the Clippers. The Houston Rockets bench did the work, not James Harden. And then now this shit. And this man keeps his job. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Doc Rivers will remain the head coach of the Los Angeles Clippers. I'm going to tell you something before I wrap this video up, man. If you thought these motherfuckers was under pressure this year, oh, they ain't seen shit yet. There will be no motherfucking excuses. Next season, there will be a shortened season. It's not going to be a full 82-game season. So I don't want to hear no damn excuse talking about Kawhi Leonard needs to do some load management. Okay. Mostly this team is probably going to come back next year. They might lose Montrezl Harrell. They're pretty much stuck having the same team because they gave all those fucking draft picks to get that choke artist and Paul George. So Paul George sitting there talking about after the loss, well, we didn't have the time together and we didn't have the chemistry, a bunch of bullshit. Okay. So when them motherfuckers come smaller than mini-me next season, I wonder what these motherfucking excuses are going to be why they didn't show up. Because I'm going to tell you right now, the way they got their hearts snatched by the Denver Nuggets, Golden State's coming back fully healthy next year. You're going to have the Denver Nuggets that's going to have a verge of confidence. That's a young team on the rise. Dallas Mavericks. Shit, it ain't even no motherfucking guarantee that they even going to get to the second round next year. I said it. They got no interior presence defensively. You got a guy in Kawhi Leonard that needs to take rest. They can't even play back-to-backs. Dude ain't even 30 yet. And your second best player, Paul George, always comes up fucking small when you need him. And y'all think this is the team that's going to contend for the Western Conference year after year? I don't fucking think so. There is no way the Clippers will recover from this.